What's up, everyone? This is your boy Saksham, and today video we have some amazing people. So let's start the video, and I have some couple of questions. They will answer it, and let's see. Like some international students came here. So the first question is how to meet American students. So if we want to make them friends, so
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like just attend stuff, like talk to people. Like the best way to just like start conversations with people, and like that can be in class or like in between classes, or come to groups, come to Young Life. We're at Young Life right now. So yeah, go to groups and just like attend things. I feel like that's the best way.
would you like to add something?
Yeah, I think in addition to what Tommy said, I think a good part of it is joining clubs or organizations. Yeah, you want to join a club that you have like something in common with the people too. You don't want to be the only one, like the odd one out. Then it's just weird. Yeah.
I mean, I think also it's an aspect of like, you have to kind of step out and willing to be social. I think a lot of the time experiences, like especially with classmates that I've met, I've kind of have made the attempt to whether it be like a question in class, but like that small connection of stepping out has typically always been like a good way to get to know people. And then you see them like in the hallway, or like, oh hey, and then there's that connection there. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what should be the conversation starters? Like, if I am approaching you, you are sitting just right there, and I want to be friend with you. So how I can approach you?
How did you guys make your friends?
I mean, in a kind of college and school perspective, my kind of thing was always to at least make one connection with somebody in class, whether it be like someone like typically the people next to me, and I would always either make a comment about the homework or something involving the class to kind of get a conversation started, or if it's like beginning, I'll kind of ask like, hey, or I'll just be like, honestly, there's just sometimes like, hey, what's up, and I'm like, and then I'll introduce myself, and then typically, kind of from there, just kind of making the attempt of making conversation, whether it be school or anything else, has always kind of been like a good thing to do. It's just making that attempt to do so, and then kind of asking questions and starting conversation, hoping someone comes out of that. So yeah.
So will it work if I say, hi Jacob, what's up? Yeah, you want to say something?
Can I weigh in here? I think if you're talking to people in class, it can be intimidating to ask them personal questions to start. So if you start by talking about your class or something related to that, then you can get conversation going with that person. And then maybe next time you could ask them, oh, hey, did you do anything fun this weekend? Or, talk about a common event. Like right now, sports are big and things are happening with that, and most people know. So mentioning something about that or something like that.
That's pretty awesome. So you want to add something?
So I also wanted to add, depending on the type of person you are, like what she said and what they both said, a big part of it is building familiarity. So I'm the type of person that just off the get-go, I don't warm up to people like like instantly. It's gonna take me like you should also be mindful of the person you're approaching, right? Because you could also throw them off if you're too direct. So I have the opposite effect. And another way would be, I don't know, go to the gym. You'll meet a lot of people in there that are like-minded. Or, if, for example, you join like an organization for painters, I don't know. You guys already have something in common, talk about painting. And, you could then breach into personal life from there, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the next question is, if I say hello to you, like let's say you are sitting beside a tree or something like that, would you like that confidence? Say, hey, bro, what's up? So can I start that conversation and be friend with you? Or would you think like, oh, what is he doing? Is he actually chasing me or something? What do you will think?
I think obviously at first, if like someone came up to me and was like, hey, what's up, bro? This is just for me, like obviously there's that kind of awkwardness of just meeting new people. But I think I'll see that I guess if you're like, hey, what's up, and you're trying to create conversation, I think also the person that is hearing that will also see that you're trying to make a connection, and obviously based on the person, you know, they'll be like, oh, this person's just trying to meet people and stuff like that, and they'll share that as well back. But I think honestly, it's kind of like a trial and error type of thing of just like you just got to be like, hey, what's up, man, and then just be confident and step out there and do that.
Opposite what he said, personally. If someone randomly came up to me with no familiarity whatsoever, person is gonna throw me off. It's not even that I'm trying to like be like mean or anything. It's just my personality. I prefer like some form of familiarity. Then it makes it easier for me to talk to the person. If it's someone that I don't know, like just coming up to me, then it makes it hard for me to open up and it just wouldn't go anywhere because I'm the kind of person that you wouldn't find me sitting next to a tree. I always have something to do, so more likely than not, you're gonna stop me while I'm walking somewhere, and that's just gonna throw me off even more, and it just would have the complete opposite effect. So next time I see you, I just walk away.
Would you like to add something?
I think it definitely depends on the person, like as we just discovered. I think usually if someone's in the middle of something, they're kind of just gonna be annoyed. So you want to make sure they're like not in the middle of something. And personally, like I would be like down to talk to anyone if they walked up to me. Like I'd be a little thrown off at first if it's just a random person I didn't know. But like as Jake was saying, like once I start talking to you, like I would be like down to have a conversation, and as long as I'm not in the middle of something. So like you kind of just have to like take chances and just make an effort, and people are going to respect that. They're going to be 99% of the time people are going to be mean to you, so just take a shot.
All right. In addition to what Tommy said, they're not gonna be mean to you. It's just you. It's like they've said many times. It's a trial and error kind of thing. So you need to also do a better. You would also get better recognizing, what people are more open to that kind of approach. Whereas for other people, the most adequate approach would be, first of all, building familiarity. It doesn't have to be like a thing where you've spoken to them before. Just seeing them while you walk into class or not. Like I've made friends just like people I've seen walk into class. We don't even have the same class, but like we're familiar with each other because we've seen each other multiple times. That kind of familiarity also helps with people that aren't necessarily open to random approaches.
That's awesome. So the next question is, if let's say I'm your friend, so how to maintain that friendship for a long-lasting friendship? How to maintain that friendship?
I guess for an example, Tommy and I, we've known each other for 10 plus years. And I think one of the biggest things is, with any relationship or friendship in your life, it's a matter of taking time and prioritizing them in your life. And it's like, if that's someone that you really like to be around and comfortable with, like you're going to want to make time for that. And to be like, there'll be times where like, one thing is that we both love the sport baseball, and like we would make attempts to incorporate whether we're hanging out or something in baseball about that. So over and over of that's just gonna build. It builds on top of each other. So it's just prioritizing that person in your life, and because you enjoy being around them, and it's like from that you're like, I want to be around them more. So yeah.
Like let's say an international student meets you and say hi, what's up? So to make that friendship long lasting, how he can maintain that friendship?
I would say like be intentional. Like first you have to build like some like familiarity and start like being friendly towards each other, and then you can be like, for UMBC example, like we have like homecoming this week. Like invite them to do stuff. Like ask them if they want to hang out and do stuff. Like doing things with other people, like you really build like beyond just like having casual conversation. Like you kind of like I feel like friendships go from just like having casual conversations to like getting stronger by like doing things together. So I think that's a big way, just doing stuff together.
Yeah. Like Tommy said, I mean, my longest friendships, I don't even know when we became friends. It was weird. But I've known them for at least 8 years. When we first met, like for 2 years, we didn't speak to each other. Like 2 years, we didn't speak to each other, but like, we've known each other for like 8 years now, and a big part of it is building familiarity. And like they both said, making time for things or activities. Depending on the type of person you are, you might not be the most enthused for doing certain things. Like, it's harder to get me outside the house than it is to, because like, no, I don't like, just generally my personality. When I'm out, it's easier for me to do something, but getting me out is the issue. So, if you're like me, for example, just get out eventually. You're going to enjoy it. And you'd probably be the last to go home eventually anyway. So, yeah.
Last question is, so let's say there is an introvert person who don't have much friends, but he wants to make friends. How he can, as an international student, can make new American friends. Yeah.
The easiest way, in my opinion, is to pick up a hobby. And I think a good one as well would be to, at least for me personally, would be to change your thinking. Because, what's the worst that could happen if you approach someone? And try to be more open. Like, honest people it's easier for honest people to make friends. So I think a big part of it is being more open with people, being willing to be more open with people, and pick up a new hobby. You're going to meet people there. And just, approach them once you're familiar with each other. Yeah.
You said about introverted people? Okay. Yeah. As an introvert, the best way, the best, dude, I used to be so quiet. It's crazy. The best way to meet people is to force yourself to go and just get out of your comfort zone, and just, if you really want to meet people, the best way is just to go to groups and go to things and attend things and get out of your comfort zone. Because if you're just going to stay in your comfort zone and not talk to anyone, like, that's not going to work. Like, you can't rely on other people to come up to you and want to be friends with you, because there's a lot of people, and like, it's not that people don't like you, it's just that sometimes it's hard. So best way is just to go and make an effort and just pursue friendships with people that you've become acquainted with, and become acquainted with them by going to groups and like the stuff we talked about earlier.
And on that topic, I would recommend a good hobby, which is going to the gym. It's not necessarily that it'll change anything, but I think your posture also matters, because the posture you adopt also changes your attitude. Like, personally, depending on the posture I take on, that decides on how open I am to conversations or just generally in the moment. And it's a subconscious kind of thing. So I say going to the gym because it builds better posture, and it makes you more assertive and thereby more open. So yeah.
And I think just overall, like, finding that middle ground breaks down that awkward barrier of meeting people. It puts you in a place of like, okay, I'm here. Now it's and with what Tommy was saying, that now you're in the position to do that and kind of step out of your comfort zone. But I think finding that thing that helps you kind of take that thing of awkwardness and like, I don't know what to do here, it helps you deal with it a lot better, especially when you find that common ground and just something that takes that away. So, and perfect examples like they were giving with groups and also just taking that chance. So, yeah.
Yeah. I want to add one thing. So, to overcome your introvertness, what you can do is you can do those tasks that you are not comfortable with. If you always put yourself in the most uncomfortable situation, you will become a more extroverted person of yourself. So, yeah, that's great. So, this is it. So, I forgot one thing, that would you all like to introduce yourself? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Zami. Should I say anything else?
You
My
can
ma-
tell your major as.
Okay. I'm majoring in physics. I'm studying math as a minor.
Great.
Hello, I'm Sam. I'm a biochem major. Unlike Tommy, I have a life, relatively speaking. It's not physics, so I don't have math stuff to do. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Jake. I'm majoring in communications and media with a minor in information systems.
Yeah, that's awesome. With this, we end the video. So वीडियो अच्छी लगी तो लाइक कर देना, बहुत अच्छी लगी सब्सक्राइब कर देना. मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में. Peace.